The NBA Cup is a single elimination tournament that has just been introduced as of last year. It definitely brought a lot of hype and interest to the game, especially for the regular season, as there have been some declining numbers in the NBA as of late. The good thing with the NBA Cup is it allows some of the younger and less experienced teams, if they get hot, they can win it all. After playing in group play games with groups that are selected based on the last season's standings for the regular season, each team will compete in the NBA Cup in their groups and play once against each team, with 2 of those games being at home and 2 of them being away. Based on standings and also importantly, point differential, will be selected the winner of each group. Whoever wins the most games within their group is the winner of that group, and then each conference gets 1 wild card team. The wild card team is the team that finishes with the best record of a non-group winner, along with point differential as a tiebreaker, meaning that in the West, if the winners of the groups were the Timberwolves, Thunder, and Nuggets, wild card winner would be the best remaining team record-wise from group play. Let's say they're 3-1. If another team is 3-1 as well, that means the tiebreaker would be based on their point differential of how much they outscored their opponents by. Following the 3 group winners and the 1 wild card winner, they will be placed into a single elimination bracket. The teams will be seeded based on how they were in their groups, meaning if a team goes 4-0 in group play, has the highest point differential, they will be labeled as the 1 seed for their respective conference. That team will host the wild card game against the 4 seed who was selected to be a wild card. They will host that game, and the 2 seed will host the 3 seed. Whoever wins these games single elimination moves on to the semifinals, which the semifinals will be held in Las Vegas, meaning that the semifinals championship game are both a neutral ground game, so neither team will truly have a home court advantage. The winner of the NBA Cup, each player on the winning team will earn an increased cash amount from the last season. They will win $514,970 each. There is some cash incentive for winning this tournament, but also just the fact of giving you an extra thing to play for in the regular season is incentive enough for most. Because while some of these younger guys may not get the opportunity to raise up that Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the NBA Finals yet, they could have the opportunity to win a few games against some tough teams early on and raise up the NBA Cup and get to celebrate in their own right. Hello everyone, I am Mason, and let's take a deep dive into the NBA Cup. In the NBA Cup, groups are where all the action occurs in the first 4 games of the NBA Cup for each team. Each team was placed into a pot based on their regular season records. There were 5 total pots. The first one is the 1 through 3 seed. The second one is the 4 through 6 seed, and so on and so forth down to the 13th through 15th seed. Some of these pots may be a little lopsided because some of the teams may have underperformed, had injuries, or other stuff like that. Grizzlies, for example, are in a group with the Warriors, Mavericks, Pelicans, and Nuggets. That has to be the most stacked Western Conference group. They have 4 really super contending teams except for the Pelicans because of injuries. Now, one of my favorite things about the NBA Cup, as it is now called, is the electric atmosphere and almost playoff feel that every game has, especially in some of the more competitive games that we've seen this season already, like the Dallas Mavericks and Golden State Warriors games. And it literally feels like the playoffs. Everyone's trying their hardest, and instead of just like a regular season game, it has a little bit more of an atmosphere to it, that all the fans are more involved and the players care a lot more because there's more at stake. I've gone through and deducted who I think will win each one of the groups and a reasoning for such. I just do them for fun, but also try to use my knowledge of the game to make such predictions. For the Eastern Conference, Group A, I have the New York Knicks. Group B, I have the Milwaukee Bucks, and Group C, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the wild card team, I have the Boston Celtics. Now, the reason I kind of picked the Knicks here is because that health alone, some of their group, the 76ers and Magic especially, are not healthy. There are so many injuries of so many of these teams. It is honestly kind of hurting the season, hurting the game so far, and I really feel bad for a lot of these players getting hurt, and as fans, it's kind of disappointing to see how many of these players are hurt, but obviously me, along with a lot of of people. I just want to see them healthy and on the floor again. So if that means they have to be out for now until later in the season when they're able to come back and play at their 100% capacity, then that's exactly what I want them to do. I'll be honest, the Magic were my pick, except for Paolo getting hurt, and with him being out, I don't see a world where they can win this. I do think it's still possible. They've been on a 4-game winning streak. I don't know for sure how that's going to go, so I'm going to take my safe pick here and take the Knicks. As for Group B, I'm going to go ahead and take the Milwaukee Bucks because of Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo both playing at elite levels. Giannis playing at an MVP level this season. Just the team has been kind of shaky so far. I have a little bit of faith in these guys to turn it around. I just think that the Raptors, they're beat up. The Pacers are the other team in this group that I could see kind of making a run. Like the Pistons have been pretty good so far this season. I think matching up against Milwaukee, especially that Giannis 59-point game, we just kind of saw that, especially in that matchup alone, they're not going to stand as much of a chance, but that's another team that's kind of good for this spot. But I'm going to take Milwaukee here. Some people might take Indiana, but I respect that choice. Me personally, I'm taking Milwaukee. Also, because Tyrese Haliburton has not been playing up to his fullest potential this season. He's had 1 or 2 really good games, and then other than that, he's been very shaky to start off the year. He has not looked like himself getting to the basket and such in a lot of games, but recently it's been a little better because we know that he's a very, very skilled player and a very great playmaker, and he runs that offense like no other. Group C, I'm going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers. The reason I'm taking these guys is because currently they are undefeated as the time of recording this video. They have been on a tear. Their only weakness has kind of been playing against guards on the perimeter. Just because Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland aren't the greatest defenders, that's the only weakness I've really seen of this team, but paint defense is incredible of this team. You have 2 of the best rim protectors right next to each other. Evan Mobley has taken an offensive jump. He's been amazing for this team, and I think this team is one of the best built, especially for this. The Celtics without Kristaps Porzingis are going to have trouble against a guy like Evan Mobley, who's so big and aggressive attacking the basket. Same with Jared Allen. If you have those two on the court at the same time, while you may be worried a little bit about the floor spacing, I'm not against you taking the Celtics in this. It's very much of a toss-up. These are easily the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference right now, and putting them in the same group is crazy. Either way, I have the Cavs here, and then the wild card, I pick Boston because Boston actually lost to the Hawks already in their group. They might win out, and if they play the Cavs, if they beat the Cavs and point differential separates the Cavs still as the winner or the Celtics as the winner, I just think these 2 are going to be the best 2 in the Eastern Conference right here. Boston will easily be the one to take the wild card spot. As for the West, I'm going to go ahead and Group A, I'm going to take the Rockets. They're in a very evenly middled out group here. The Trailblazers, Timberwolves, Clippers, Kings. I do really like this Rockets team. Their defense has been very good to start the season. They've been causing so much terror on that end. Their backcourt especially, and you have guys like Amen Thompson, you have guys like Tyrese, and some of these wings as well that are getting out in transition on defense, causing so much havoc, getting steals, just making the lives of the other team absolute hell. So the Rockets here are going to be my pick for Group A. Now, this was a group that was a little weird to rank, especially with the Timberwolves not playing like themselves. I think it might take them a little longer to get into stride in the regular season, so I think the Rockets starting off hot as well. And not just that, but for the Kings, Malik Monk is still out. DeRozan had played the most minutes out of everyone the entire season, and the dude is 35 years old. He had to leave their last game with back tightness, I believe. Just looking at that, I think the Kings will be good in this, just not quite good enough to beat the Rockets. Now, speaking of DeRozan, I do want to show you guys something. We got that DeMar DeRozan Hardwood Classics, the camo Raptors jersey. Would you look at that? Love this jersey so much. It's one of my favorites ever. I just wanted to show you guys this just because you've probably noticed, I don't know if you've seen in the background, my jersey collection growing. DeRozan is my favorite player of all time. Easily had to cop this. Back to the video, sorry. For Group B, I have the Lakers winning Group B. So this group was hard to do as you have the Thunder in this as well as the Suns. The Spurs and Jazz, I'm not super worried about when it comes to the NBA Cup. especially with the absence of Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein for the Thunder. The Thunder are not going to have an answer for Anthony Davis. As a Thunder fan myself, I can safely say I think this is still the Lakers, their thing right here to win the NBA Cup. I think this is all theirs. It makes them take the regular season more serious than anyone else. Not just that, LeBron is a penny pincher kind of guy. He will go out there and get that extra $500,000. He just wants the extra money, even though he's got more money than everyone watching this video combined. It is a pretty tough group, but I think the Lakers will prevail with the absence of the centers for the Thunder. Kevin Durant still being out for the Suns kind of eliminates them from this as well, because without their best player, it's going to be tough. Now, as for Group C in the West, the last group, I'm going to go ahead and take the Golden State Warriors to win their group. The reason I'm picking them over the Mavericks and the Nuggets is so far they have been tremendous, especially defensively, better than both of those teams. Although this is probably the hardest West group for anyone to win. Ja Morant out for the Grizzlies. That's going to hurt them a lot in this group. Nugget, Dallas Mavericks. This is going to be those three all competing for this. The Warriors already beat the Mavericks in their first matchup. Now, if they can take down the Nuggets when they play them, this group is pretty much all theirs. Although if anyone were to win this group other than the Warriors, I'd take Denver to do it. Golden State for my winner. And then, so for my wild card in the West, I'm going to be taking the Thunder. I was looking at the Nuggets for this spot as well. I just think that Nuggets have a little harder of a group. I think realistically the chance for the Thunder to win this is a little better. They do have to get through the Lakers, which I think the Thunder would honestly, I think they might lose that game. Other than that, they have three pretty favorable matchups against the Suns without Kevin Durant, obviously without Chet Holmgren for the Thunder, but that does help them a lot that Kevin Durant's not there. I think this spot's really a toss-up between the Thunder and the Nuggets, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Thunder. This might take people by surprise, but I'm going to take the Warriors in this. I'm going to take the Warriors to win this year's NBA Cup. I think they have what it takes. This roster construction is actually a lot better than what everyone thought going into the season, including myself. They have been shooting the lights out of the building. Buddy Hield has been tremendous on this team. I actually just made a video about the Warriors not too long ago, so make sure to check that out if you have not already. But that's my pick to win the NBA Cup for this season is the Golden State Warriors. They have as good of a chance as anyone. They have still one of the best players in the league, Stephen Curry, who's shown that he still has not lost a stride when it comes to being dominant on offense, knock down any shot, any clutch moment. We saw that in the Mavericks game. 12 straight points to end the game for him. I really like this Warriors team, and I think that they will go all the way and take home the NBA Cup. Who do you think will be the winner of the NBA Cup? Let me know down in the comments below, as there are so many good teams that are more than capable of getting there. However, some injuries have definitely taken some teams down. Not only in my personal rankings, but their chances of winning are not as high without some of their star power. So let me know who you guys have in the comments below. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, as we are close to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time, cuh.